Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
A husband and wife on their way from Arkansas to Loves Park disappear. Police update us on where the senior citizens were found.
Plus, Rockford police officers and firefighters usually work together, but a donation competition pitted them against each other. Only one department could earn bragging rights.
And these rocks are more than just a stylish piece of art. They're part of a social media movement to spread kindness, and it all started with a young Roscoe girl's vision. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson.
We start with an update to a story we first told you about last night. The Arkansas couple reported missing has been located.
Police say Harold and Bonnie Hayes turned up in Corning, Iowa this morning. That's about 60 miles southwest of Des Moines. Family members reported them missing Thursday. The Hayeses were last seen in Walnut Ridge, Arkansas. That's where they told a bank teller they were headed to their daughter's house in Loves Park. Family members tell us they don't know how the husband and wife were found. The couple is staying at an Iowa hotel until relatives arrive. Regional education administrators announce what we pay in taxes to keep local schools operating. Pecatonica has the lowest rate, 5.63. That means for every $100 of a property's taxable assessed value, the bill's $5.63 roughly. Harlem's rate is the highest, just under 7%. Rockford Public Schools fall right in the middle of the area's 12 districts at about 6.25. We've posted the full list on our website, mystateline.com.
Two men who say they were wrongfully convicted of arson and murder more than 3 decades ago have been released from prison. Arthur Almendarez and John Galvin walked out of a Cook County jail late last night. The two were 18 and 19 when they were arrested for a fire that killed 2 people in an apartment building back in 1986. They were later convicted and sentenced to life in prison. Both always maintained their innocence and claimed police beat a confession out of them. An appellate court recently vacated their sentences, resulting in their release.
It's not easy when you're doing life without parole. You're staring at a wall with nothing. You can't think about your birthdays, your sister's birthdays, your daughter's birthdays, or your graduations. You just can't do it because you're not there and you're not going to be there.
The court's decision doesn't mean the charges have been dropped, only that a new trial is needed. A status hearing is set for next Thursday. One of the youngest victims hurt in the Highland Park mass shooting remains in critical condition. 8-year-old Cooper Roberts underwent his 7th surgery earlier this week. A CT scan revealed fluid building up in his lungs, esophagus, and pelvis. A family spokesperson says Cooper is dealing with high fevers and is still on a ventilator. His mother asks everyone to keep sending love and prayers her son's way. Meanwhile, the Family Assistance Center and community-led counseling team that's been offering support services in Highland Park is closing. The free services were being offered at the Highland Park High School to anyone impacted by the 4th of July shootings. Mental health care, spiritual care, even some financial assistance were made available. Personal belongings retrieved from within the incident area were also available for pickup with a valid form of ID.
A new National Suicide Prevention Lifeline goes live tomorrow. We told you last week the system was coming. Before that, anyone calling for help had to dial 10 digits. Now it's just 988. The idea is to make it easier for people to get help. The number connects you to a local mental health facility. Advocates hope this drastically cuts the number of suicides nationwide. Rockford Police and Fire square off in a friendly competition, but the community comes out the big winner. It's all part of the annual Battle of the Badges. Monday, police officers and firefighters took a few minutes out of their shifts to donate blood to the Rock River Valley Blood Center. This one came down to the wire, but with a total of 140 donations, Rockford PD defeated their firefighting counterparts.
No one likes to lose, and organizationally we like to take that stance together. So, and if we do that just to help support, a local organization, I think it's just tremendous.
Rockford Fire had 136 donations. If you'd like to donate to the RRVBC, we've posted a link on how to do that on our website, mystateline.com. A young girl from Roscoe's on a mission. She wants to bring smiles to people's faces with some paint and a lot of rocks.
Nikel Delgado joins us in the studio. Nikel, she's created quite a following on social media.
That's right, Eric and Mimi. That's all thanks to Mariah McKnight's 15 special rocks. Combined with her flair for art and a little bit of paint, she's created quite the unique experience for anyone who comes across one of her rocks.
We started painting these rocks, and then after we painted the rocks, we came up with a good idea of saying it Mariah's Journey Rock.
2 months ago, Mariah McKnight had an idea. The goal, to paint these rocks and place them in different areas. When someone found a rock, they'd take a picture and post it on Mariah's Journey Rocks Facebook page. But that didn't end there. The finder is encouraged to put the rock in a new place for someone else to find.
I hope it puts a smile on their face, and I hope it makes their day joyful.
Mariah has Asperger's, a form of autism that makes it difficult for her to communicate with others socially. Her grandmother, Shelley Dix, says the rocks are a way for Mariah to convey her positive feelings to the people in her lives and on social media.
She wanted to know how many people they would meet and how many places they would meet, and they're on a roll. They're on a roll.
Shelley says they have seen one of the rocks make it all the way to Hawaii.
It's neat. I'm really glad that it's an opening for her. And it's a fun opening for her. So, and who knows, they might make every state.
Both Mariah and Shelley hopes through these rocks they can spread smiles, kindness, and autism awareness.
If they can reach all of the states and not just Illinois, that would be really cool.
Keep a lookout for Mariah's Journey Rocks. If you find one, make sure to post a picture onto her Facebook page. Eric, Mimi.
A great story. Thanks, Nikel.
With gas prices hovering around $5 a gallon, President Biden heads to Saudi Arabia in hopes of providing some relief for Americans.
Talks are ongoing. Coming up, the Saudis have demands in return, but the president's hopeful there will be progress at the pump.
And police officers across the state trading their cruisers for bicycles. Coming up tonight at 6, the symbolic gesture behind the ride.
And we remained a little bit cooler today underneath gloomier conditions. The sun does return next week, but that comes with the heat. I'll have the details coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Scott Leber, and Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
President Biden is in Saudi Arabia to restore relations with the country, despite once pledging to make the kingdom a, quote, global pariah.
Biden's visit's historic already. He flew directly to Saudi Arabia from Israel, something that had been previously banned. Part of his visit will focus on high oil prices. Biden hopes to convince Saudi officials to increase oil production and lower the cost of gasoline. In return, Saudi Arabia wants the president to roll back some Trump-era policies it says favored Israel.
And I'm doing all I can to increase the supply for the United States of America, which I expect to happen. The Saudis share that urgency, and based on our discussions today, I expect we'll see further steps in the coming weeks.
During his presidential campaign, Biden condemned Saudi Arabia after a U.S. intelligence report revealed the Crown Prince ordered the murder of a journalist who was critical of him. Saudi Arabia has denied its involvement.
The U.S. House passed 2 bills today to protect women's access to abortion. Alexandra Limon reports the votes are largely symbolic because they're unlikely to become law. Eyewitness News is keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
This is about control. Controlling our bodies, policing our bodies, and controlling us.
Democratic women in Congress vowed to continue fighting for women across the country to regain their reproductive freedom.
If Republicans had their way, this would be a country of forced birth. They've already openly discussed a national abortion ban.
On Friday, Democrats voted on 2 bills. One would protect people's right to travel to another state for an abortion. The other would restore abortion access nationwide.
Democrats are honoring the basic truth. Women's most intimate health decisions are her own.
The second bill would protect abortion rights up to the point of viability and allow later abortions if a healthcare provider determines in good faith that the mother's life is in danger.
I rise today to oppose the unconscionable Abortion on Demand Until Birth Act.
This bill allows the person doing the abortion to decide what qualifies as pre-viability, and this is unacceptable.
The bill is passed.
While the bill's passed in the House, they're unlikely to become law.
I object.
Thursday, Senate Republicans blocked a bill from Nevada Senator Catherine Cortez Masto to protect interstate travel for abortions. Because Democrats worry state bans will extend beyond abortion, they're planning another vote in the House next week to protect access to all forms of contraception. In Washington, Alexandra Limon.
Well, it feels more like spring out there today. Lots of rain and temperatures in the low 70s.
The heat could return next week, but there's a chance for more storms this weekend. Jordan breaks it down for us in your First Warn weather forecast next.
Now, your First Warn weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan WOLFE.
Well, the rain showers that we had earlier on today are finally beginning to work their way out of the area. Some of those rain showers a little bit heavier at times and a little bit of lightning associated with those as well. With all of those rain showers, we did see quite hefty totals across the area. 1.29 inches of rain at Rockford Airport. Nearly 3 inches of rain down in Sterling. A lot of those areas did not get rain from the last couple weeks, finally getting some of that soaking rain with the system that we had here today. That's helping to improve those conditions that we had, drought conditions. This narrow area is what we got improvements from the last time, but this area is finally the area that we're seeing some of that rain working its way through. So a little bit more improvements could be expected possibly in the next drought outlook to come out on Thursday. Gloomier conditions, though, remain in evident at Poplar Grove Airport. Skytrack camera definitely showing those gloomier conditions. A lot of clouds remaining in place, and that's keeping our temperatures a little bit more moderated. Right now, we're only at 71 in Rockford. That's as warm as we've gotten all day. 74 in Freeport, 77 Savannah and Galena. They got a little bit more sunshine, especially out toward the west. But further east, where we've seen a little bit more of that cloud cover hanging on throughout the day, temperatures remaining quite a bit more moderated. That's the case through the overnight tonight, too. We only drop a couple of degrees from where we are now, only down to 67 degrees, hanging on to that scattered chance of showers and very cloudier conditions as well. Tomorrow, we hold on to the clouds. We get a little bit of sunshine as temperatures get back up into the 80s, but overall, still a very gloomy day. 83 degrees officially, a chance for an isolated shower, maybe a storm or two for the afternoon. So we'll time these out, futurecast here. Very cloudy conditions overnight tonight, keep our temperatures pretty moderated. Tomorrow, a little bit more break in the clouds as temperatures get back up into the 80s. That isolated chance of showers coming into the afternoon and evening primarily. We hold on to that overnight into the day, tomorrow night into Sunday as well. We do have another isolated chance for showers on Sunday, a little bit more clouds than what we have expecting for tomorrow. Monday, though, our temperatures really begin to work their way up, and that includes a humidity as well. All of next week, our humidity values, or dew points, or at least are going to be in the upper 60s, low 70s. That's where they are right now, so it's already feeling pretty muggy out there with all the rain that we had today. But temperatures will be increasing into the upper 80s and even low 90s. That's going to bring our heat index values well into the 90s and a couple of spots even into the mid 90s. Now, with all that, we also do have a chance for some storms that will come through on Tuesday. Storm Prediction Center has placed this outlook, an area to watch that we have still 5 days out, but we need to keep an eye on that as with potential for some severe weather coming in there for Tuesday. After this week is over, our 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center still favoring those above average temperatures. So we're going to be continuing to see those temperatures into the 80s, low 90s continuing beyond this week and into the next as well. We're a little bit warmer after the weekend, still 83 Saturday and Sunday with that slight chance of showers. But Eric and Mimi, our temperatures are definitely on the upswing for the middle part of the week, all the way up into the low 90s with that chance for storms, 80s and 90s all the way through into next weekend.
Can't really do much but go up from where we've been today. Thanks, Jordan.
Scott's in next with sports. The White Sox have some major momentum going into another showdown with the Twins tonight.
And we'll look at an emotional day for Tiger Woods at the British Open.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
Well, the White Sox sluggish first half of the baseball season might all be forgotten and forgiven if they take off this second half. They sure blasted off last night Minnesota in the opener in their series with the Twins, and now they'll try to keep it going. They're only 4 games behind the Twins now, and they have Michael Kopech set to go tonight. Although he struggled recently, he's winless in his last 5 starts. Luis Roberts seems poised to lead the Sox surge. He has had 3 hits in 3 consecutive games. Last night he had a grand slam among his 3 hits, and he drove in 5 runs. The Sox won the game 12-2. The Sox had 17 hits in all, so let's see if they keep that going tonight. Cubs and the Mets, they were supposed to play this afternoon at Wrigley Field, but that game was rained out, so they'll play a day-night doubleheader tomorrow. The golfers of the British Open caught another break today with decent weather in Scotland. Dustin Johnson had a big day. He's going to bury a long birdie on the 16th hole. He shot a 67. He's sitting at 9 under. Rory McIlroy is in the hunt from 22 feet out on the 17th hole. He drains a birdie, and the crowd roared as McIlroy shot a 66. He's sitting at 10 under. There is a new leader. Australian Cameron Smith passed up Cameron Young by shooting a 64. His round included this long eagle putt on 14. Smith is 13 under par. That's a 36-hole record for a British Open at the Old Course. Well, the biggest storyline today was Tiger Woods. He shot a 75 and missed the cut, but he got a huge ovation as he walked up the 18th fairway. Tiger got emotional because this could very well be his final British Open ever at St. Andrews. Here's Tiger after his round.
To me, it felt like that this might have been my last British Open here at St. Andrews, and the fans, the ovation and the warmth, it was an unbelievable feeling.
What a moment. Well, here is the leaderboard. Cameron Smith on top at 13 under. Cameron Young, 2 back at -11. Rory McIlroy and Victor Hovland tied for third at 10 under, and Dustin Johnson sitting in 5th at 9 under par. That's sports. We'll be right back.
All this rain today, there's no need to water any outdoor plants tonight.
Except, it's funny, like driving around, I swear I saw at least one person with their sprinkler on, like the automatic in-ground sprinkler, and then somebody else with just a manual sprinkler that was plugged in and spraying the lawn.
Probably didn't need that.
Absolutely not, and probably won't for at least a day or two.
There were quite a few areas that definitely did not need any additional artificial rain with the sprinklers, because there were some areas that got well over an inch, even close to 3 inches of rain for some locations across the state line. And these are the areas that, most importantly, did not get the rain from a couple weeks ago with the rain showers that we had from the 4th and the 5th. But the rain showers that we have here today, they're on the first floor and interactive radar from Rockford Auto Glass and More, finally working their way out of the area. Now that should improve our drought conditions that we're still under, but the next drought monitor comes out Thursday. We'll keep an eye on that. We do have scattered rain chances throughout the rest of the weekend. Temperatures remain in the 80s. We're up to the upper 80s there for the day on Monday. Then we do have a chance for some severe weather on Tuesday. Temperatures well into the 90s, 91. We will dry out for the rest of the week, but we remain in the 80s and 90s.
All right, thanks, Jordan.
And thank you for spending some time with us. Stay safe.